Alright everyone, here we go. Here is the special report for Season 11, Reign of Fire. We're going to get right into this one. Some pretty heavy music going on at the moment, so we're just going to wait a second. And here we go.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our special live stream for Season 11, Reign of Fire. So before we move on to Season 11, I think it's important for us to address a few issues that's been very prominent for the past few months, and community really needs to know what's going to happen with crashes on PC.
Yeah, so we know we fixed some crashes already, actually quite a lot, but there are some big issues that are basically legacy issues from way back, and we have identified them, which is really good, because that's kind of the basis for actually being able to address it. So the mandate right now is that we will add some very specialized people to the team that is needed in order to fix these.
Awesome.
So that includes engine programmers and render programmers that will be added in Bucharest, so we can actually get to the bottom of this and hopefully get rid of all the crashes on really especially PC, of course.
That's awesome.
That's some really exciting news.
Mm-hmm. Of course, we don't know how long this is going to take.
Yeah.
As with all bugs, and also getting the right people in. But it's feel good to tell you, the players, that we know about it and we're going to do something about it.
Yeah,
that is a step in the right direction.
Moving on, people going to ask about the Spec Revamp.
We're not going to move into details on year 5. So we ask you to wait a little longer on that kind of detail. So for now, we don't have information to share. But in our year 5 update, we'll get in on all things year 5 and how we're going to change the game.
And yeah, also there are a lot of questions about Steam Deck.
Yeah, so we had a little internal competition going on, I guess. So we actually updated the Steam client, so it is now fully functional with the easy anti-cheat on Linux. So it can now run perfectly on Steam Deck natively.
I think we should address the elephant in the room as well, the compensation cache.
So we know that there is, for some people, it is a minority, but still, it's for us, it's extremely frustrating that some players are not receiving the grants that we set up. We're working very hard to fix it with an online team here at Massive. But we will most likely tomorrow extend the period for when we do the compensation cash grant. That does have an impact on a few other smaller things, but knowing that there's still people out there that needs to get it, that is the right decision to make.
Talking about global directives and difficulties.
This is actually happening because it's taking the difficulties that you set on the global setting and applying that to all content. And that also happens with the directives. And we actually think that it's a really cool thing, and we're actually working on implementing this for real across these activities, so that you would be able to, like with all missions, select the difficulty for the classified missions and the directives. And the same for the raids. Not the difficulty, of course, but to apply directives to them.
This BTS had a lot of PvP quality of life updates, and I think we can talk about them. I already see that on the screen, Jammer.
So when we tested the new functionality to the Jammer on the PTS, you had to match the skill tier level of the opposing player. So that was a bit drastic.
Yeah.
And we heard that. So what we're actually doing, and you can bring up the graphic potentially. So what we're basically doing is that we are adding so that it can actually jam plus 3 skill tiers to your own skill tier. For the sticky, we can bring that up. We're not changing anything to the EMP sticky.
Green, and is the shrapnel trap? Finally.
Yeah, finally.
10 years later, yeah.
Since its inception, it's been wrong.
Taken a long time.
So yeah, it's finally been corrected and scales correctly in PvP.
Adding the few exotics that are otherwise exclusive to a specific content, namely raids, and now we are adding them to the Dark Zone. And actually I have the note here that the exotic drop chance are similar to the one on Heroic in the open world, in the live world. So it's not really a high percentage.
No. Maybe we should also just mention that the Dark Zone will no longer have non-contaminated loot dropping. So the targeted loot will now again be contaminated and needs to be extracted.
So everything's going to be contaminated.
Starting with
Season 11.
Season 11, so
Yeah.
starting tomorrow.
Yes. So this is a small quality of life
just like this dark
update
over
on
there.
our masks. So we're changing the lighting to give more depth to all our masks and headgear. We've actually done a lot of minor adjustments to all our apparel, but this one is very noticeable. As you can see on the right side, it adds the shadows and
looks way
such
better.
to the face behind the mask, and yeah,
Looks way better.
we hope you'll enjoy these small and subtle
Cool.
features that just sneak their way into our updates.
Here we go. Yeah, that's like-
We got used to winning, to defeating our enemies, or turning them to our cause. But now they have their own alliance,
That's mad.
led by Sokolova. And if the mastermind of the Black Tusk is coming to Washington, it will be to eliminate the division. That's why she needs Stovepipe. They don't care about the cost. Only who wins.
As usual, the Manhunt, you will need to beat Chunks, Bantam, Cursed, and Onti in order to get the intel on Stovepipe. So let's talk about gear, talents, and new weapons that we also got to have with Season 11. Some of them were available as during the BTS.
So there's the NinjaBike messenger bag. Here we see it. The reveal.
The reveal, yeah.
It's happening. So, the most asked question
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
the PTS.
What's the talents?
Where do you get this?
What's the attributes?
And
Where'd you
the
get it?
second most asked question,
Will it
what
be locked?
cause will it have?
Yeah.
Yep.
So to answer those, it won't be locked behind the progression.
No.
Okay.
It will be on the season pass track.
Okay.
And it will have all three cores like the memento.
And obtainable
Yeah.
almost immediately. I mean, it depends on how fast you will be able to unlock it on the season pass, but you won't need to wait until the climax mission and the end of the manhunt to get
Cool.
it.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a matter of
That would've been
start
stupid.
grinding or start paying.
Yeah. It's also going to feature 12 new weapon skins. And I
Cool.
think we have a few of them that we can show. Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, we have everything here.
Yes.
And also in my notes. And 11
we
new gear dice and 2 new face masks. Now season pass levels can be purchased for premium credits.
Yes.
Oh, I really love that one.
That is cool.
I mean,
That
Palace
is so
team
awesome.
outdid themselves with this gun.
It's all about headshots. Sniper, fantasy, and headshots. Yeah. So here we have the hotshot gear set in all its glory.
It's not very good for console.
And yeah, those that can really land consecutive headshots, they will have fun with this one for sure. Basically, we're changing the armor regen. We're nerfing that from 15% to 10%. But that is because we will, instead of you dropping an item and you have to pick it up, we're basically making a mark on the target, and when the target dies, it applies the 10% armor to your group.
Awesome.
So on kill.
That's
No
awesome.
need to pick up anything.
And the focus talent should also be applicable to Dr. Home. One last
I think
thing
it'll be about 50.
that is related to Season 11 is the apparel event. That's going to call it Necessary Tactics.
Necessary tactics.
Yes.
And we can show it here. It's going to have 6 full cosmetic outfits
Cool.
and 3 reward masks, completion reward masks. Right? Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Aces.
So there were a few snapshots.
That's cool. Like
As you
that.
can see, the fantasy behind it is very
Camo,
Camo,
tactical.
tactical, yeah.
Like that. Gear up. Yeah,
That's
like
something
that.
that players have been asking for a lot of time now, so hopefully
green's a bit too
you guys
green for
gonna
me.
enjoy it.
But it's not too
I
bad.
think it looks very nice.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I love the hat with the aces.
Yeah,
That's so
that's a bit of
cute.
me right there. Problem solver.
It's probably
Wow.
weird.
Playing cards.
Yeah, probably weird to say
Yeah,
that
that's cool.
something that looked so tactical and
They-
camouflagey is
They
cute.
also need time to just sit and play cards.
Are they going to show all of them?
Yeah, I mean,
No.
I think we'll start with Descent game mode. We decided to include a co-op option. So basically, the first season of year 5, we're going to have Descent game mode available during the PTS, and we'll share more information about that once we're closer to that specific moment. So a little bit later, we'll need to get through season 11 first and beat Stovepipe.
Yeah.
ETF?
We wanted to make a brief announcement about the ETF because also we've seen a few questions, people wondering if it's been cancelled, if it's still ongoing,
It's ongoing.
and we want to ensure you that it's on track. Future plans, and that is something that we have outlined on our known issues board. And I know that some of those changes may seem a little bit confusing, and we just wanted to provide more insights and explanation.
Of course, another XP revamp that we have been mentioning before, an overhaul to the complete XP gains in different activities. It's going to arrive with the first season in year 5. A big frustration for many players is when playing Countdown, you don't really have any kind of indication as to who becomes the leader of the group. So we're adding some UI elements that will clearly show you if you have been selected the group leader.